All right, so example 5. Example 5 says, given that 7x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2 is equal to 0, has roots alpha, beta, and gamma, where to find A, alpha squared plus beta squared plus gamma squared. All right, well, let's say the first thing I could say to you, let us say for A, that alpha squared plus beta squared plus gamma squared is actually equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma square minus 2 alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma. All right, so that is the formula for alpha squared plus beta squared plus gamma squared. Now, most of the formulas that involve the roots will require us to know what the sum of the roots are, what is the sum of the roots, the sum of the product of the roots two at a time, and what the product of the roots are equal to. All right, we'll come back to that. In B, we need to find alpha cube plus beta cube plus gamma cube. And this is actually equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma cube minus 3 alpha plus beta plus gamma multiplied by alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma plus 3 alpha beta gamma. So both these formulas, as you can see, require us to know what the sum of the roots are, what the sum of the products of the roots are two at a time, and what the products of the roots are equal to. Now, this we can find from equating the cubic equation with this. Now, this was said earlier that if you know the roots of a cubic equation, so we are told that the roots of 7x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2 is equal to 0 are alpha, beta, and gamma, that if we know the roots of a cubic equation, the equation would be x cubed minus the sum of the roots. So it's alpha plus beta plus gamma x squared plus the product of the roots, the sum of the product of the roots two at a time. So it's what? Alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma x minus the sum of the roots, the product of the roots, which is alpha beta gamma. And this is equal to 0. So the equation here and this equation up here is the same equation, because the equation 7x cubed minus 4x squared plus 2 is equal to 0 has roots alpha, beta, and gamma. Therefore, the equation, the same equation, is actually what? X cubed minus alpha, beta, gamma, x squared plus alpha, beta, alpha, gamma plus beta, gamma, x minus alpha, beta, gamma. Now, that being said, if I divide that top equation by 7 to make the x squared coefficient, x cubed coefficient 1, I'm going to get x cubed minus 4 over 7 x squared plus 0 over 7x plus 2 would be equal to x cubed minus alpha plus beta plus gamma x squared plus alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma x minus alpha beta gamma. Now, since these two things are equal, I can equate coefficients to say that alpha plus beta plus gamma would be equal to 4 over 7, that alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma, which is the x coefficient on the right, would be equal to 0, which is the x coefficient on the left, and minus alpha beta gamma, which is the constant on the right, is equal to 2, which is the constant on the left. So alpha beta gamma would be equal to minus 2. Now that I know that, I now can find A. At A, we're asked to find alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square, and this we're told is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma squared minus 2 alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma. And this is therefore 4 over 7 square minus 2 times 0. So the final answer here would be 4 square, which is 16 over 7 square, which is 49. So alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to 7 square over 49 minus 0. So it's equal to 4 over 7 square minus 0. So the answer is 4 over 7 square, which is 16 over 49. Now, B is asking for alpha cube plus beta cube plus gamma cube. And the formula for that is alpha plus beta plus gamma cube minus 3 alpha plus beta plus gamma multiplied by alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma plus 3 alpha beta gamma. Putting in our values, we're going to get, this is 4 over 7 cube minus 3 times 4 over 7 times 0 plus 3 times minus 2. So this would be 4 over 7 all cube minus 3, plus 3 times minus 2, which is minus 6. Now all we have to do is just put that in our calculator and get our answer. All right, so 4 over 7 cube minus 6 actually works out to be minus 1994 over 343. So alpha cube plus beta cube plus gamma cube is equal to minus 1994 over 343. Now, the third thing that we're asked to do is to determine the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta plus 1 over gamma. So C, we need the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta plus 1 over gamma. All right, let's make this into one fraction. We're going to find the LCM. the LCM would be alpha, beta, gamma. Now, alpha into alpha, beta, gamma is beta gamma times 1, which is beta gamma. Beta into alpha, beta, gamma is alpha gamma times 1, so you have alpha gamma. Gamma into alpha, beta, gamma is alpha, beta times 1, so this is alpha beta. So the numerator is actually equal to 0. The denominator is actually equal to -2. It doesn't matter. 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta plus 1 over gamma is equal to 0.